All right. Hi, guys. It's Dimitri. I know this isn't typical video. I feel like I say that every time I do a random video. It is currently 3:23 in the morning, and I got a reply to a comment. That's why the whole title is what it is. I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into this video, editing wise. I just kind of want to talk for a little bit and touch on some things. So, first off, I'm not going to fill this out with all of the information. If you want to go check out my video that I posted earlier about the drama in my Hollow Knight series that I was posting and kind of my reaction to chat, I want to take a little bit of accountability there. I feel like I reacted emotionally in that video. I guess normally people would take that video down and just be like, you know what, throw it under the rug. The people that know about it, but it wouldn't make it past that point. I don't want to take it down. I don't feel like it needs to be taken down. I feel like if people look at that video and then look at these comments, the thing I'm going to be talking about today, that they'll get a better feel for how I'm trying to navigate all of this. Whenever I thought about doing content so long ago, I anticipated how I would react to certain things, and I was horribly wrong. And as a maturing adult male, sometimes you got to bite those bullets, and that was a rough learning moment, I would say. I thought that I had this certain outlook that would be productive for me as a content creator, and I was wrong. And I was wrong. Like I said, if you guys want to go look at the full comment, I do suggest going back to that video. I want to talk about the after the fact of that comment here. The comment impacted me so much. And like I said, I'm going to stress that you guys read it, take it all in if you've watched any of my Hollow Knight videos, or if this just happened to pop up on your page and I've sparked your interest in some way. I want this to be an example as a guy trying to own up for his things, and then how I'm going to change it moving forward. So this comment from Jumbo, I'll read the first part of it so you guys get a little bit. They say, I haven't watched your videos before, but this one popped up in my feed. I watched it, then checked out a bit of your channel to understand the context. I hope you take this as a good faith feedback from an outsider. Now, some of my replies in this specific comment put a lot of things into perspective for me. Now, they did say that they aren't an average viewer of mine, so they don't know me on a level like the regular people know me, but I feel like the way that I responded to backlash from what I was getting in the Hollow Knight series as a whole, it made me think. It like jarred some stuff loose in my brain or brought up some feelings and emotions around this time. Almost 24 hours ago, I wrote my reply to that comment. So the reason I bring this up is it actually shaped a part of me in the way that I want to talk to you guys. Because I thought that I was coming from a really genuine place. And I realized that maybe I need to work on that a little bit more. Because like I said, I was working under this whole mental assumption of all these things that I've put together over the years. And I thought that I would be good if I got more eyes on me. Like, oh, it's okay. I feel really sound in this. I feel like I'm justified in the things that I say, which I'm sure this is just a human flaw thing. And of course, sometimes you got to stub your toe to know you're walking in the wrong direction. So I wanted to really soak in this comment. I know that I have a reading comprehension issue for some reason. I've had that since high school. So reading into something, I can't just assume emotion in this comment. Again, if you want to go read it and then come back here, this will make a ton more sense because I'm going to speak under the assumption that you have already read this and you know the context. So in their comment, they touch on a lot of things, so much so that whenever it was like 4 something in the morning, whenever I was typing that I went back and reread every single section and tried to reply to every single section in its own part because I felt like it deserved that. Now, one thing that I think I'm going to face in my reply, I talk about wanting to value people's time more if they're going to put it towards my content and not be so black and white of either you like me or you don't, and I'm just going to act a certain way. That rethinking on that kind of seems pretty childish because it's like, oh, the filtering process takes the humanity away from it, if that makes sense. So I wanted to talk about how I was valuing people, how I was valuing the viewers. And I know that that can get a little murky. This is where I'm going to have the issue, I think, is not giving every comment the same kind of weight. I want to make so there's this thing if you're a content creator or if you've watched content creation idea videos where you form this viewer in your head, person that you talk to. And from this point on, I'm going to try to talk to you like you are this person, make more sense for me, hopefully resonate with some of you. So I want to make more content for people like Jumbo. I know a lot of people in my community fall under that umbrella of like certain characteristics or things that they care about when it comes to my content, but I want to visualize what that person is like. like you in the camera are a version of a kind of person like Jumbo, someone that has probably never seen me before. I have sparked some sort of interest for some reason, and you're giving me the time of day, which I should value because not everybody has all the time forever. You're taking the time to watch this as I'm speaking to you, and you're not going to get that time back. So I want you to know that I have valued it, always valued it, but I want to value it more. I want to take that into consideration. Like a fragile egg, it could crack, it can get a little damaged, it might not break, but it can get a little shaky. And I want to value that time so that I don't lose it. And of course, people come and go, and I'm well aware of that. That's one of the things over the years that I have been accustomed to, but I do want to move forward with a little bit more delicacy when it comes to this. I think I want to talk to you guys like somebody I've shared conversations with, an acquaintance enough to give sometimes unsolicited feedback, have a good time, share some jokes. I want to be like if you've ever gone to a party and you only happen to see someone like me at these gatherings, you're like, that guy's good for a laugh, but I can't ask him some questions and we can talk about certain topics. But I don't really see him outside of this. That's kind of how I want this to function is like, oh, Dimitri is operating in this way that kind of has like a safe space. Like there's certain rules that I have or certain ways that I navigate things. I don't let certain things slide because I kind of conduct my community like everybody's hanging out in the living room of my house. And if you wouldn't say it in my living room, I'm probably not going to be okay with it. I want to make that perfectly clear. One of the things that I want to tackle after this comment was a communication gap. I feel like I can sit down and communicate like this when I'm in a different mode. There's the streamer Dimitri, there's dad Dimitri, there's friend Dimitri, there's all of these different ones. And I want to develop this one as a culmination of all those parts of my personality, but talk to you, someone that's going to give me your time and I'm going to value it. I don't know if that made any sense. Kind of rambling. Again, it's 3:32 in the morning. I don't know when this is going to go up, but it is January 4th, 2026 at 3:32 in the morning. But for a second, rambling to the backside. Hopefully, you guys were able to grasp what I was saying there. I'm gonna try to get better at the communication gap, and my communication skills have not been the best ever in my life. So I'm gonna try. I just ask for a little bit of grace and understanding. And I know that saying that on the internet is a bit of a far reach because it's the internet. People will say literally whatever. But if you've watched any of my content up to this point, I'm sure you can already tell a difference. I know when I get into this flow state of talking like this, like personality switch stuff, but I'm trying to hone that in. So whenever you guys are on the streams or you're talking to me, you get a little bit more of this side plus the fun side playing video games. This topic does not call for the fun side, unfortunately, because it is honest up front and I'm going to talk about a couple more things. So if you read that comment, I actually immediately upon reply was like, I have to act on this. I have to act on this in some way. I have to make an actionable step towards change to better get an idea of where I want to be content wise. It's easy to get lost in everything. I've been posting stuff for a long time and to do a mindset switch and really have to change my approach is not something that I anticipated whatsoever. So I printed out this comment. This person took the time to type all of this out, go get context for what I was talking about, and leave a very lengthy comment in detail about something that wasn't internet esque, if that makes sense. It wasn't a random post on Twitter. It wasn't a, hey, you shouldn't say stuff like this. It wasn't a run on sentence. It was structured, it was detailed. It hit some points that stung with me. It resonated in a way that a comment hasn't before on my channel. Like I said, I wanted to give it the time and the value because honestly, it popped up in my held comments for a blocked word. And I could have just trashed it because of the fact that it was a long comment on a video where I knew it was going to be provoking to some extent because my gameplay had been provoking up until that point. So I kind of just anticipated ahead of time negative feedback. And I saw, the first little bit that I read there about I haven't watched your videos before. This one popped up in my feed. I watched it and then because part of the human mind, at least in my regard, was like, this guy's gonna say something negative. I don't pay attention to negative comments. I could just throw this thing in the trash and literally have to never worry about it again. And the world wouldn't change. But I gave it the time and that felt weird. Like if you get into a good relationship after having so many negative ones. And you're like, this good is odd. And that's how that felt. Obviously, going to be poking the bear a little bit video was met with a detailed response from an outsider, a third party perspective looking in on the community and my response to it. So I think that's kind of why I gave it as much detail as I did. And if you think I was joking about the printed off thing, when I was at work today, I took the picture of the comment, put it on my phone, sent it to my work email, printed it off. I have it pinned up right here as a reminder to myself whenever I'm streaming, making content going forward, whatever this looks like by the end of the year, that the person in my head that I'm trying to put behind the screen of who I'm trying to resonate with, I'm going to show you guys the print off so you guys can see it. Know that it's there. So whenever I'm looking here, I have a reminder of you guys and how I'm trying to be. I also want to have this for more or less documentation's sake of I want to look back on this a year from now and be proud of the change that I've made from this moment as a content creator. So I'm going to grab that real quick. Here it is. The whole comment, all 3 pages. It's like 2 and some. And then the last little blurb in there. So yeah, I want to have this reminder of like you guys who I'm talking to, that there's tangible people on the other side of this whose time deserves to be valued. I know people in content creation stuff do some things like this from time to time, like a dream board or something like that about the goals that they want to strive to. I've mentioned before that authenticity, me being me, is at the forefront of a lot of this. Wanting to have an idea of the kind of person I'm trying to attract. It's a new construct for me because normally it's just hit and go live, stream for 2.5 hours, hope to God that I got something funny in there. And for long video gameplay sake, I have a video like a Hollow Knight one I was just editing, but I got really abysmally tired and was like, my brain doesn't have the mental capacity for this right now on the editing. I'm just going to shelf it for a second. So the editing as part of the communication thing, the posting of my videos and the cadence of my videos, the cadence of my content across all my social medias is probably going to change here soon. All right. So I think I talked as much as I can for almost 4 in the morning about this part of it. I want to touch base on a couple of things. So I played Silk Song again today. There's going to be a video out of it again. I want to be completely transparent. There's going to be other games that I'm playing. I played How Many Dudes? That was fun. There's a Pokemon Tower Defense game that has piqued my interest. My ADHD will dopamine hopping from time to time, and then I get back into a game and I'm, oh, I forgot where I was. I'm sure plenty of people can resonate with that, but I'm going to try a little bit of a content creator challenge. So I sent this to my boy Sam because he's probably going to try starting it too, hopefully. But I will pull it up so you guys can kind of see. It was just something I got from TikTok. So nothing super, super crazy, but this is what we're looking at. So it's a Creator 75 hard challenge. If you are a content creator or you want to be one, I highly suggest at least trying this. It's 2026. You might as well give it a shot. I know a lot of people probably behind the scenes have wanted to do this and they're like, I don't know where to start. This is really simple. So I'm going to talk about this at length for a second. So one short form post a day. I post plenty of shorts. I'm probably going to tweet this a little bit more for myself on Instagram carousel. If you don't know what that is, it's where you swipe and have pictures. One YouTube video every week. Again, I'm going to tweak these, but this is kind of what you can expect from me. So respond to 10 comments, make it meaningful, no emojis, daily revenue related action. I don't know exactly what that would be. I think posting just and getting ad revenue would be considered that, or maybe reaching out to sponsors, something along those lines. No doom scrolling. This one specifically, I have tweaked to be more intentional scrolling. So if there's things with creator mindset, workflow, stuff like that, I'm going to seek those out and put some intention behind it rather than doom scrolling. A weekly analytical audit, a look back at the last 7 days on YouTube, see what's working for me, what I enjoy, what I can double down on, what you guys are enjoying. So your input directly impacts these things. One content audit a week. Let's see. In the last week, did I like what I put out? Do I think that the packaging on things like the thumbnail, the description, the titles, am I happy with those? Is there anything that I should tweak? What are we looking at numbers wise? I'm pretty analytically based, as I'm sure people have noticed. And then 5 experimental posts a month. I'm considering this changing stuff on stream, maybe posting 5 different games that I want to try, those kinds of things. So I'm keeping it fresh for me and for you guys as a community, viewership, whatever you want to consider yourselves. So with that, I want to put it through the filter of also everything that I mentioned before, having the communication, valuing you guys' time, talking to you like this if need be, make sure that we're all relatively on the same page. And like I said, it's the internet, so it can kind of get blown out a little bit more than people anticipate. There's always going to be somebody with something to say that is non-constructive whatsoever, but I'm sure if you have been on the internet at all, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to try to skim past those as much as I can. Like I said, I'm navigating this. There's been times where I've had numbers and views that were like, oh my gosh, you just crossed 4 million total views on this channel. Insane number to think about 4 million on people on this platform alone seeing me and then setting the numbers. Ooh, had to yawn. I made a PDF with all of my plans for this stuff, ideas moving forward, weekly goals, daily goals, things I want to meet. And so I put down my starting numbers for current subscriber count, current Twitch follower count, Instagram follower count, TikTok. I'm not going to really push those, but I want to have those data points like down a year from now or so, where I can look back and be like, oh, okay, all these things that I did for the last 75 days, a year, whatever, I can see direct numbers. And that's more or less what I wanted to talk about. Is kind of that comment kind of spurred a lot of this. It impacted me so much that I pinned it up as a reminder of kind of that I need to work on this more than just the posting. I need to get the mindset down and how I interact with you guys. Sorry, I'm yawning so much. It is 3:54. Ooh, woo. But I had to work on little inspiration that I had. I was just like, oh, should probably record this video, get it out. Hopefully it'll resonate with some of you guys. And like I said, it's not my normal thing. I'm going to end this recording, go to bed, go lay down with my girlfriend and my son, and enjoy the day tomorrow. But I wanted to communicate this, like I said, get a little bit better at that, lay everything out for you guys as far as the comment that I had, the reply that I had, and, the appreciation for your time and the acceptance of how I, unbeknownst to me, might have neglected it in some regard. I want to show you guys that I am aware of it, that I am planning on taking actionable steps, and that I am planning on taking a better approach to content as a whole. With this plan that I came up, hopefully something better will come of it, not only in the content that you guys consume from me, but the overall value that you feel from me in the videos and my care towards you guys. And of course, the outside things that I get to share along the way. So if you guys want to see any part of this, or you want to be a part of this, I do ask that you consider subscribing, leaving a comment, letting me know what you thought, what you're interested in, what you look forward to on the channel, and drop some follows on the other socials if you want to see my progress there. If you want to see more of myself, my girlfriend, my family, the outside part from gaming, I do suggest checking out the Instagram. If you want to be a part of the community and you want to let me know almost directly what you think about things, go down below and check out the Discord. It's been off and on. That's another thing that I want to work on, is a Discord community. I know Discord can kind of be a crazy place, wild west of the internet at times, but I want to try to kind of get a community there. That way I can just talk with you guys. The idea of being able to hop into a voice call and just hang out with you guys, or like play games, watch things together, that sounds awesome to me. I've never been able to do that. There's a lot of things, content creation, I have been able to do, but that is something that I have never quite done. So if you want to be a part of something like that, like I said, the link is down below. You can check it out. If you see the guns.lol link /DimeByTheSword, everything is there. I ask, please give me a couple seconds of your day to check out those things. And if anything piques your interest, please drop a follow. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. It's okay. And yeah, it is 3:57 in the morning. I am done recording this. I hope you guys had a great time watching the video and have been enjoying the content thus far. I gotta redo the outro because it was super cringy. It was super cringy. A little bit of homage to one of my old outros for the OGs that used to be here way before I was ever dying by the sword. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh man, haven't said that in a long time.